Hola y bienvenidos a la Alignment Shift para nosotros amigos a jugar Dungeons and Dragons. Soñamos Peggy.
The Twilight Zone.
When did you practice that?
I didn't practice that. I'm like half fluent in Spanish. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So fun story for everyone here. When I worked at a pharmacy, I was the only person that spoke enough Spanish to pick up. Nosotros teníamos su prescripciones aquí y nosotros regreso ahora. I don't know enough, but yeah. Anyway, so welcome to Alignment Shift, brought to you by Telemundo. I'm joined tonight by Peggy.
Hello.
Sabala.
Wow.
Hi.
George.
Mackenzie.
Hello.
AJ.
Why is Kayla the only one that used her character name?
Because I forget halfway through.
Start over.
Because
AJ.
honestly, Glaive and AJ are not only the same person, but we are of the same mind, the same spirit. We are made to create.
Okay.
That's that too.
Somebody's going deep again.
And did I say Mackenzie?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are not joined tonight by Steven. I guess Oldoras came down to the case of bird flu and is going to be...
Pangolin fever.
He actually, you know, he came down with teleportation sickness and is
Rona.
going to be throwing up in his room. Ate too many sweets at the festival.
Damn
Did he
it.
get his pastries first?
He did
That's what caused it. He ate too many pastries at the festival.
Still waiting in line.
Yeah, technically he is still waiting in
That's
line.
so sad.
Sausage and pastries.
We'll get some
Anyway,
pastries for
so
him.
speaking of, AJ very confused as he was not with us last week. He was sound asleep on his couch.
That's right.
Happens.
Oops.
Happens.
By the way, you were very helpful with Sapala. I'll fill you in. So, teleporting to the hometown of Sapala, Blumenthal. Which reminds me, save changes, close, switch the players over to Blumenthal.
Wow.
The party.
I see you were trying to do some calligraphy there.
Yeah, that's what I messaged you, that I wish I knew how to do calligraphy because I don't know how to do calligraphy.
I can show you.
Anyway, the party teleported near Sapala's hometown on the continent of Exandria. Wait, hold on. Wildmount, thank you. My brain shut off there. To the continent of Wildmount on the planet Exandria. To get as close as they could to Glaive's home mountain, which is still about 250 miles to the northeast. As they arrived, they saw the town was preparing for a festival, the Mendeus Festival, biannual. Immediately turning heel, Sapala went to leave and bury her head in the sand, proverbially, but Oldoras, smelling pastries, made his way directly into the city. As the party stayed behind, eventually convincing Sapala to head on into the town. They met up with the guard out front, handing out flowers as they entered, recognizing... Please no. Recognizing Sapala immediately and being agape, aghast, flabbergasted. Glaive had the great idea, handed her a cloak and just kind of plopped it over her head haphazardly to hide her identity. As they entered, it was full of music and dance, maypole pastries, a woman selling flower crowns and capes and the such like, in which, I'm trying to remember here, Peggy, I believe, no. Yes, Peggy? Was it Peggy?
Elena.
Yeah, Elena purchased enough flower crowns for everyone, much to the chagrin of Sapala, who can create them out of thin air.
I was just trying to support the local artisans.
And they then proceeded to also add into Vale's braid a row of flowers as well.
We did.
Oldoras partaking in the sweets, Xavier began to put on his famed magic shows, a point of note as his show went on. A man standing in the back of the crowd, a tallish man in dull black robes, very, very plain, pale skin, bald and sunken eyes, stared daggers, arms folded across his chest the entire time Xavier was performing his magic. And anything else of note occur? Let's see. Oh, Sapala, the town. Oh shoot, the name is blanking on me all of a sudden. I had it.
Lumenthal?
Proctor Ula Inga. That is correct. Had a speech, talked about how the festival was dedicated to Sapala, all proceeds being used to the renovation and reconstruction of Blumenthal after Salvador had been eradicated. Sapala took the proctor to the back of the temple that was there, revealed her identity, in which the proctor said it was her idea to bring up this festival, Sapala questioning why they made it a Mendeus festival, and the proctor revealing that, well, we needed a name, we needed a figure to celebrate, and everyone knew of Sapala. So that's why they did it. Sapala told them what they were doing, and the proctor offered to put them up at her manor. So that is where the party currently sits. Everyone had made it to the proctor's manor, just outside a large, imposing castle. As you all had entered, taking a look just further up the path, you see a almost out of place with the farm town that is Blumenthal, sprawling fields and just tiny wooden houses with straw roofs on them. You see a large, almost Gothic castle, a imposing black edifice with hard 90-degree corners, but there is scaffolding that is up on the sides, and you can see almost a deconstruction project on this castle where they are removing the buttresses, removing the turrets, and brick by brick tearing down this symbol of oppression on this village. And that is where we will pick up, inside the Proctor's Manor.
On a scale of like house to Whitestone Castle, is it more than Whitestone Castle, like more gaudy and like gothic? I'm just trying to get
It is a
a
manor,
feel
not
for
a
it.
castle. For
Well,
starters.
no, he said it. Okay, whatever, fine.
Where you are now, is it like Whitestone Castle? Or are you talking about Salvador's castle? Is it like Whitestone Castle?
Salvador's castle.
We're-
I'm
we're ta-
assuming it's more gaudy then.
It's. I'm not going to say gaudy. Gaudy, I would put to it. It is more Gothic than Whitestone's. We're talking a we are talking about a Count von Strahd level castle.
Oh, okay. That's a lot more than Whitestone.
This is a Dracula castle.
Okay, that
I
makes
want to suck
sense.
your blood.
So as evening comes, and eventually here the proctor shows up with Sapala. She hands you a key, kind of a rusted iron key that, judging by its size, shape, color, texture, everything about it, seems to go to the castle. And a small folder. And as you open the folder, one thin sheet of paper falls out.
Do you own the castle now, Sapala?
I don't want it.
Make it
And now in your notes, you will see Salvador's dossier in your notes section, but it is laughable. The only information in there is Salvador, and where his last name would be is just a black line through it, as though it has been covered in ink. Age, covered. National origin, unknown, possibly Dwendalian. Eye color brown, hair color brown, and that is all they know about him.
Trying to find it.
Oh, you know why? Because I hit show to players and I forgot to put it in your journal. Hold on. And Sapala, there we go. Now it's in your journal.
Oh, look.
magic.
As she hands you the dossier, she kind of looks at you for a moment in a hushed voice. We would know more, but the construction of the castle has hit some hurdles. It is harder for us to break through his defenses.
I understand.
We are taking it slow. We do not want to risk the lives of the workers to tear it down, but we are checking brick by brick for enchantments and other evil intentions in the castle as we move our way through. The progress you see on the outside is about as far as we have gone so far. We daren't go inside yet.
Is there anything I could do to help?
If you
About to
want,
say-
you.
About to say, are we all here?
Yep, you're all there. It's kind of you're currently sitting in a small a small receiving room in the manor. Like I said, the town compared to the castle is poor, and
Right.
describing the
Okay.
Proctor's Manor as a manor is a overstatement. It's like walking into one of the taverns in Skyrim, where you walk in, it's a tavern, but it ain't that great.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
Kapala.
If we are all in the same room, can I say that before she had talked to me that I had pulled her to the side?
Oh, sure.
I would have preferred that to be more private.
Okay, so in that case, then no, that was more private.
Okay.
If you want to, that's why I handed you the key. If you wish to go inside, we're a little bit, how you say?
Cautious.
I was going to say afraid, but yeah, cautious. That works. We are not the Crown's Guard that are here. Have been sent by the Dendalian Empire to protect the assets in the fields. They're here to protect the farmers and protect the crop. We don't want to send them in to potentially die.
Absolutely.
And I would never ask you to go in there and potentially risk your life. So we have sent out requests to several hero guilds and such. They like to send someone to investigate, but there has been no responses as of yet.
I'd prefer, if it is okay to ask, could you not allow anybody but us to go in there until we have gone in there?
Sure, Sipala, anything that you wish. I can absolutely be accommodating.
This began with me. I'd like it to end with me if all possible.
A very nice person, you know that?
I'm just doing what I'm responsible for.
Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Be careful.
Of course.
I will send a message to cancel all the requests for additional heroes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you need me for anything else? Do you guys have enough blankets? I do apologize that there is a lack of many rooms.
No, it is okay. This is perfectly fine. And I do want to thank you and say that you're doing a great job.
I'm used to the
Well, in the absence of much leadership, the proctorship is what ended up standing in. I've raised many of the children here, so I figured a leadership role was natural.
I couldn't have imagined anybody better.
Thank you.
Okay.
She goes off into the rest of the manor here, as you are all. It's not cramped, but it's not cozy either. So, anyone doing anything tonight before the morning?
What time is it?
besides
that late?
snooping.
Thought we left
I'd
early,
ca-
right?
It's still early, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Wow.
Can I snoop around?
What?
Snoop around what?
The town, the manor, the place.
Wow.
I'm not the only one who was thinking about snooping around. It's the only one that said it out loud.
Well, I did have the thought to go inside, but if they mentioned anything about any magic or anything like that, I could definitely give aid with that. Either getting rid of enchantments or finding them. I'm quite good at that.
I mean, do we want to go
I'd love
check
to
the
just
building,
collapse.
Sorry, go ahead.
Glaive
I'd love to
collapses on
just-
the floor.
I'd love to just collapse the building itself, but we need to know what's there.
I mean, if there's anything useful that we can take that won't harm us, that might help us, also be a good thing to do. Be on the lookout for.
Well, something to consider. The scythe that Eldoris got from the circus.
From him himself, yeah.
If it's
We both identified it, and we couldn't tell that it was going to do that to him.
Yes.
if it's all right that I say this, I prefer if whatever is in there dies or stays or ends there.
I mean, I agree with that, but if
I-
it's something that's going to dig out and then hurt the people here,
Well,
we have to make sure.
absolutely.
Is there,
Okay.
there might be some magical items that are very similar to Curtain Call that we might have to find different ways to destroy. That might
Well,
not be able to do it
absolutely.
here.
I just prefer that anything there is not used.
That's fair.
All right.
Just there could be some very extremely useful items to helping us defeat the Chained Oblivion as well. We don't know what's in there.
Anything majorly sinister, we would get rid of.
Yes.
Is what Elaine's trying to.
I've heard far too many stories of sentient weapons. So do we want to check out the castle tonight then?
I mean, I still have quite a bit of magic. I've only used a bit. That was just to get here. So
I mean, it's like we could do like a quick check, like around the grounds.
It's not exactly a high priority thing. I have the key. Nobody else is going to go in there.
well,
I have had it ordered that we would be the first to do that.
we
Okay, I
we
mean, we can always do it after.
we were thinking of staying here tonight though, because we could potentially use my magic to try to get us a little bit closer to the mountain.
Mhm.
I will get all my magic back tomorrow, and if I can use the bit I have, the majority of what my magic is now, tonight we can get a pretty good look at it now, so we know what we are looking at for next time.
Just do like a quick like ground check. Make sure there's not any evil wards, so you don't have children running into it by accident or anything while we're gone.
If I make it,
I think it's been long enough. They're not gonna go in frequently.
Okay, but children and teenagers can be dumb.
Like,
You know how many
long-
times my
how
brothers
long was it since you left here?
I don't. Huh? Sorry, say that again.
How long has it been since you left here?
Kill.
Kill.
wasn't it just before 6 months?
6 months.
6 months. Ha! It's been 6 months.
Okay. Well, then I feel like in the past 6 months they've kind of learned not to. Maybe.
I mean,
Well-
but boys are dumb and dare
Okay,
each other to do dumb
I-
things.
Y'all may not like my opinion nor my decision. I'd prefer to leave it
Okay.
for now.
All right.
This is something we can come back to.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna
What,
I'm
AJ?
sorry.
allow me to.
You got really quiet.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
like you're
Cutting
like
out.
you're like at a no. He's not cutting out. He's just at a whisper.
I'm gonna ask one. Let me stone all of our.
AJ, come back.
You keep cutting out, AJ.
You heard that?
Definitely heard that.
He's cutting out for you. He's just really
Yeah,
quiet.
he's cutting out for me too.
Yeah. I think maybe because he's so quiet for you, you're not hearing him cut out.
Skitty bop bop.
He even cut out when that
And he
happened.
just left.
Well, he left.
Da Rutabaga. Am I here?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
oh,
heard the
yeah,
rutabaga.
okay, all right, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
order any
mhm.
rutabaga.
I don't want any rutabaga.
All right, kick
I
him
don't
out.
know.
Okay. Now then, I have one thing that I would like to do.
Okay.
Let's see. How many times can I do that? 4th level, 3, 5, 6, 7. I would like to find as many entrances as we can and stone shape them closed. Whether or not you have a key, locks can be picked.
I think that's a good idea. That way nobody can get in. You don't have a wild adventure being like, I can do with this. Or whatever.
They at least won't be able to do it quietly.
Yeah.
Okay, is
just
Sapal, you
think-
going to allow him to do that?
I think
guess.
just going off of people's words that they won't mess with it.
No, I trust the people of the village, but, well, imagine that you're an adventurer, and there's this call for help in exploring an evil castle,
And then it goes
and then
away.
the next day it's called off. That's a little weird. I'm
And
just
what-
preventing wild hares.
No,
But
That's fine. Just make sure that I don't know. Just make sure that it's safe.
I mean, I'm not going to lock anybody inside.
But yeah,
Hopefully.
I'd prefer that not happen. But
Oh,
when you are finished with that, I'd like to go with you somewhere.
Ooh.
It's not like that, so shut up.
no, it's the bad version of that.
We're gonna have a stern talking to.
Cal,
Yeah.
how many entrances are there?
Make an investigation check.
Ah, but I'm a dumb person.
I mean, you could request the assistance of somebody who's very
You know what? That's fair.
practicing things.
Hey, Vale, I trust you.
Whoa.
The other thing is they've been tearing
What the
this
hell?
place down. You know, stone, stone.
All right. Yes.
We're not friends anymore,
What do
AJ.
you need? Yeah, that's wrong. What the hell?
Well, to be fair, Elena, I don't really have
Like
any.
Cal.
What? Am I cutting out again?
No, Cal was making funny faces.
Oh, I
I
can't.
didn't know
tell,
anyone was
like-
watching that.
But now Elena, I would take you with me, but well, I want to offer Vale a few words of advice on dealing with Gladius.
Ah. I don't get a few words of advice from dealing with my person.
Well, would you like some?
Yes.
Well, then come along with me.
And you'll be
In a world of emotional devastation.
Oh, alright.
Wait. Am I gonna be emotionally devastated by this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Did you know it's an anagram for Daniel?
Emotional devastation.
No. Never mind.
I was trying to work that out in my head, like, how?
It's not.
Anyways,
See if she'd believe it.
Do I believe
Where
anything
did-
that comes out of your mouth?
Yes, Clay.
You've lied to me too many times.
I really haven't.
All right, back to Glavevale and Elena.
All right. My phone is acting weird.
What's that?
Don't cut out. Don't cut out.
You're not cutting out.
Right, but my whole screen just said low internet connection. So, whatever. I'm gonna try and do this in the time that I have left.
I'd like to go with them to supervise.
Field trip.
Okay.
Well then, Xavier, do you want to come along too? Shit,
I,
let's just have a field trip.
I drag Xavier along because I don't want him unsupervised.
I think I'll supervise Aldoris here. He's not taking those.
Don't
things
get so
seriously
good.
at all.
I think I ate too many hot dogs.
I think I'll stay here. And while they're out, I finished. I start scribing. Finish scribing. I think I wrote it down in my book. I have like.
Xavier, are you using that bucket?
Oh no, go right ahead.
Well,
No, Doris.
I have.
Where did my dice go?
I have 8 hours transcribing telekinesis, so I'll transcribe the last 2.
Well, that sounds expensive.
It does.
Okay, so
Good thing I
Glaive,
have money.
Vale, Peggy, Sapala, as you are.
Who's Peggy?
You're walking to the castle and talking. Go. Gonna set a scene, but no. You know what? No, I'm setting the scene anyway. As the sun is setting over Blumenthal, the red casts shadows over the waves of fields over the horizon. It's beautiful, and as you stand looking back down toward the village, it's picturesque. And though the air is cold, you can't help but feel slightly warmed by the sight, which is immediately contrasted by the castle behind you. And as you turn and look up to it, it's out of place completely. Go ahead.
I would say as we get closer, Sapala just turns like visibly depressed.
I can see why you distrust nobility so much. And this is how they treat their people.
Yeah.
I hope you're aware that I would never treat my people the way that Salvador did.
Salvador was also a demon.
Salvador sold his soul to become a demon. Regardless.
I hope you're aware that I was taught better than that. I will never do this to my own people.
There it is.
This suddenly turned into a very serious conversation.
Waiting on Glaive.
Sorry, I had to find my dice. They were on the floor under the table for some reason.
Speak to me.
Is this has suddenly turned into a serious conversation? Is that what Sapala said to Elena?
No, Sapala kind of has no verbal response.
Okay.
I find myself in times of trouble. Brother Glaive comes to me.
Allow me to say this honestly to both of you. All three of you, really. Each and every interaction that I have had with you, they will know about. They know how you fight. They know how you think. And they know your first instincts.
Are you talking about your family?
My herd. Yes.
Okay, I needed that clarification, sorry.
What do you mean,
how
why?
are they going to know?
Or how, I suppose.
Because they're here. And he gestures to his chest. They are a part of me. They are my power.
Okay. Is your heart in the cards?
What? No,
So close to moving
It's
that.
making a Yu-Gi-Oh!
So close.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
know what?
Peggy, you can just leave. Thank you.
What was
I'm gonna
that?
let her finish dying.
What's so funny?
It's one of those
She
jokes
made
that
a
you tell
poor
to
attempt at a
yourself.
Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. All right.
Got put.
You got put in timeout for 2
Cal, are
seconds.
you eating cotton candy? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. For a second there, I thought it was naan, and I was like, where did he get such a big piece of naan?
I mean, I do like that. I
Okay,
got a huge piece of
so-
that in my freezer.
So your herd knows about us.
Everything that I know.
Huh. Interesting.
Why? That sounds so sarcastic, Kayla.
You can ask him.
Oh, what did you do to Sapala? Slave?
That's a good question.
No.
I start using this. Oh, right. We need to do investigation check to find the entrances.
I'll assist you in your investigation.
Let it be done.
You'll have DOS advantage.
A lot of fat help it did.
Okay, well, I could have rolled for you.
Would you roll like me?
Well, you didn't say that, did you?
No, but I said I would assist you. Do you want me to roll my own investigation check for you?
Did we just
I
roll to
rolled a
find the-
7 and a 6 on the dice.
What's your
Can
bonus?
I roll an investigation?
No, let me get just Glaives.
Okay.
So what is that with your bonus?
Pretty sure I don't have anything in that skill, and I only have an 11 intelligence. Opening up my sheet.
All right, Peggy, you roll.
Okay. Where did my dice go?
Yeah, that is a 6 and a 7 flat.
Nice.
Found my dice.
Okay, so Glaive, there is only a front door to this place. You see it? It's right there. There are no other doors.
Awesome. Stone shape.
Windows, on the other hand.
Okay. Glaive, I'm pretty sure that there are more doors than.
No. What'd you roll?
Floor to
hang on.
ceiling windows.
That tilted.
Place is airtight.
19 plus investigation, correct?
Yes.
29.
Okay, so as Glaive is quite adamant that there is only the front door, you walk around the side. You see immediately a servant entrance leading into a garden and what looks to be a path around the back.
Yeah, there's like a couple more doors, Glaive.
Why would there be more doors? You only needs this one.
Because unfortunately, some people prefer not to see their servants, so they have servant entrances, and back doors and garden entrances and patios and
Perception check.
Glaive.
from
Dear.
me. From me.
Anyone? What one of you? Vale. Actually,
I'm
you know
not-
what? Vale. You're
I'm
there.
not doing an investigation check.
Nope. Just do a perception.
I have
Yeah,
a DM question.
Okay, I have a DM answer.
From my
If you can have cotton candy, the answer is no. That's mine.
that was not the question. From my backstory
Yes.
and everything that happened, could I assume that I would basically know this castle inside out?
Pretty much.
All right. Glaive dear.
No one
Yes.
asked.
No one asked.
There are more doors.
All right. I'm outvoted.
I show him the other doors.
All right. Make what was that perception check, Vale?
28.
28. As you are
Would
at the
be
front
right.
door, there's a frosted colored pane of glass that covers the front windows of the sides of the doors. Like not the door, but like on the next to the frame, there are windows on either side. And as you're looking at them, what you thought was a shape in the window, like a figure painted into the glass, suddenly and books it into the house from inside, like it was standing up against the window, and then
Sounded
into the
super
household.
Violent.
It did.
I bumped into my counter.
Well, there's definitely something in there.
What do you mean something? Like animal, humanoid?
It was humanoid. It had its like hands
Humanoid.
pressed up against the window.
Made a bad stained glass window. Point to the
Was
window.
this on the first floor or like
It
at the
was
front door?
on ground level.
Spoopy.
Let's prepare for the worst or the potential that there's someone in there.
They're not working inside yet, are they, Safala?
No.
Stone shape. Wait.
Not that I believe. I don't believe so, at least. She didn't mention anybody. And of course, they're probably all at the Mendeus Festival.
Do either of you have detect magic?
Yes.
No.
Can you see if those windows are magical to have a
I can
charm?
probably guarantee you without even checking it that there probably are.
I'll
Or
have to walk at
if
it.
there's any magic, there's probably lots. I'm just going to assume.
Toss a rock at it.
I
Break
Or
detect
not.
magic.
How about we just not? How about we just be like, yeah, that's there,
But they're
casually
magical.
acknowledge it, and then like move on.
Well, if they're magical, it
I
won't break.
just don't
We're not
want to
gonna-
trap somebody in there. That's all I'm trying to avoid.
Fine.
How about we yell into the door before we seal it? Hey, you got like 10 seconds to get your ass out before we seal this door.
Yo, anybody in here? No.
I would
Okay,
never
peace
treat
out.
my subjects like that. Literally, Elena, 2 minutes ago. You got 10 minutes to get your ass out.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but like this isn't
10 seconds.
their. Well, potentially this isn't their home, and they're here.
Hey, you
to
might
do
not live here.
these
Get the fuck
things.
out.
Okay. I pull out thingy. I got detect magic. I'm gonna try and detect magic.
Detect magic.
Lord
I've
Cal.
never-
hmm
Graceful, merciful Lord.
Yes.
Calcifer.
I shall do
She,
detect magic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for you to roll. My brain shut off. You don't need to roll for that because this is the thing. So you walk up to you're doing the window, correct?
Sure.
You come up to the window, which appears to have a kind of stained glass painting of a black knight holding a sword in front of him like this. In the window, big glowing red eyes and horns and spikes on all the armor. Hold up your hand, and the window lights up like a Christmas tree of red and green. Try to remember, detect magic. That tells you exactly the school, right?
I think it does.
It detects presence of magic within
Oops.
30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area with that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, so are you going to be trying to figure out the school?
Why not?
Trying to make sure here. It is in the enchantment school. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, evocation. Evocation. Probably a mixture of evocation and enchantment. Actually, makes more sense.
Okay. Yes, there is magic.
All right. So, if you would like to take the lead so that we don't accidentally trigger a magical booby trap, please.
Okay.
You know I'm really good at detecting traps, right?
I'm worried about the magical kind, but you're more than welcome to help her.
I'll help Sapala detect traps.
Like, I know I can't do any of that, so I'm just back here.
All right. So what are you guys? Where are you going? Are you going through the window? Or are we going through a door?
I think what we're doing is making sure that there's no traps that we will set off when we set up the stone.
Say, I didn't think we were going in.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not
We're not
going
going
in.
in.
Gotcha.
We're just making sure that we're doing what we're doing safely.
Gotcha.
That.
Okay. Make an investigation check with
Right.
advantage because Peggy's going to help you.
Yeah, Peggy.
Helpful. I don't know who
Oh,
the
great.
character Peggy is, but
Now,
she's
Glaive,
said
have you put up the
extremely
first
helpful.
wall of stone yet?
Did you say
I have.
I would like to know
perception?
how you, an investigation.
Oh,
And
thank you.
how, where did the stone come from? How exactly did you seal the door?
Is the castle made of stone?
It is.
Awesome. So you know those round portal doors that just have the blades come closed to
Oh yeah.
form? Yeah. I do that because it's stylish.
Nice.
I got a 24.
Okay. As you are going around, you start to notice that the windows all have that same kind of aura about them. All of them seem to be enchanted, but not the stonework.
Is there like eyes on them?
There is glowing,
Can
kind
I-
of. They look like they'd be glowing red eyes painted in.
Can I tell what they're looking at?
They seem to be just kind of painted straightforward.
Okay.
They don't move as you walk by. That'd be cool, but they don't seem
Okay.
to be watching you.
All right, just making sure. I'd be creeped out if they were.
Okay. So the first door sealed. Are we going to the garden entrance?
Yeah.
Sure.
All
Yep.
right. Going over there. Same rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Just sealing this one.
Mhm.
As this one seals, you hear on the inside. Let's see. How can I mimic the sound? Sounds like someone's jostling the door on the inside.
Can we call out? Can I call out? And just
Can
be
you?
like someone there?
Someone there.
Try a different set of words.
Do you need help?
Help me.
Guys,
Sounds like Alec.
are you good? Evil?
So hungry.
Hmm.
So thirsty.
For what?
Help me. Help me.
Okay, like I feel for him,
He
but
starts.
also
He
like,
starts.
like,
He starts
crazy.
banging on the door on the inside. You can hear muffled through the stone, just like. Help!
We have to do some. We have to do something.
Crap! I knew this was happening. This is why I didn't want to do this. Okay. I'm gonna open the door.
There's currently stone blocking it.
Open the
Oh, I
stone.
didn't-
Open the stone.
Punches through it.
Get rid of the stone? Question mark.
Do you have the spell?
No, but
What
can you get
spell?
rid of it for
Probably.
us?
What spell?
I probably can. Stone shape.
Stone shape.
Oh, yeah, I got that. I used that to escape from y'all.
I thought I had detect good and evil.
Can't a paladin or a cleric detect good and evil? Like, just like that's just.
Oh, there it is. It's detect evil and good. I was
Yeah,
looking
I
up
do
the
that
wrong
same
set
thing
of
every
words.
time.
I do that every time.
God.
Drives me nuts.
But I'm gonna use that before I move the stone.
Smart,
Let's see.
smart.
I'm just checking to make sure. Detect evil and good, not good and evil. I'm gonna say that it's a half foot of stone.
Okay.
That way it doesn't block. That way the stone doesn't block my stuff.
Smart.
For the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as
Mhm.
well as where the creature is located. Sorry. Similarly, you know if there is a place or an object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay, so you're casting that spell?
Do I have to roll a con check?
No, you don't have to roll a con check. But first, I will say that the very ground you are standing on is the very definition of
Desecrated.
desecrated. Thank you. This entire hillside is desecrated. And behind that door, you can kind of see this faint outline. There's a lightish gray kind of aura on the other side of the door, and it's pounding with like both of its fists over its head on the door, clawing at it, and eventually just kind of slumps down, and you can hear it just whimpering on the inside with a very strong undead aura.
You know what one of my favorite enemies is?
Oh, do you
You
have the
don't know
updated?
this.
Do you
What?
have the updated ranger?
I do, yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, that is certainly illuminating.
What'd you find, Clay?
The entire hillside that we're on is basically desecrated,
Okay.
Hmm.
and that thing is very much undead. It's
Hmm.
hungry, it's undead, and I'm not feeding it a villager.
And somehow I still feel sympathy for it.
Right? It feels very sentient.
I don't
Cow.
feel
In my knowledge of the undead, how sentient is undead typically?
Make
Depends on your undead.
a knowledge check.
You get your
Make an
Knowledge
undead
corporeals and your
check.
incorporeals.
Knowledge, history, wisdom, intelligence. What am I?
Let's go with Arcana.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can you do something about the light on your face? You're just like a big white blur.
Here.
The white circle with a mouth.
Hi,
I was doing that
guys.
earlier. It's
Um,
great.
I'm so white.
Quick
Yeah.
question, Cal.
Quick answer.
18.
What?
Here you go.
Oh, let finish Peggy's thing first.
18.
18.
There are many different varying intelligences of the undead. So there's, your zombie, which is not smart. There's your revenant, which is a little smarter. Ghouls are feral but highly adaptable predators, and vampires can be any level of intelligence all the way up to mastermind. So undead is not necessarily a predilection on intelligence.
Just in case, does the voice of that thing sound familiar to me?
We're asking all the hard questions.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm actually nervous about this.
Don't be.
Okay. 23.
Okay. The voice is dried, raspy, strained, as though someone had been screaming nonstop for quite a while. But there's just something to it that nags at you like you've heard it before.
Mm.
Are you a vampire?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Do you actually ask that?
Yes.
Ask what?
Are you a
Are you
vampire?
a
Is what they
vampire?
ask. The pounding on the door has gotten subsided. It's still ongoing. And Glaive, how long does your detect good and evil last? Evil
10
and good.
minutes.
10 minutes? All right. You can see that the figure on the inside is now just slumped down on the floor at the very base of the door, and it's just like half-heartedly, just like pounding on it with this one hand now. When you ask, "Are you a vampire?" It goes, "No, no, no, not, no,
Are you a
I'm,
revenant?
no, I'm
Makes an insight
fine.
check.
I'm fine. Let me out." Yeah, sure. Make a insight
Are
check.
you a
To see if
ghoul?
it's in denial. Obviously, it's been through something traumatic.
Cal,
21.
do you know what I'm fearing?
I do know what you're fearing.
What, is-
Ah!
what does Caleb?
21.
They're not telling the truth.
Okay. It's
Sir.
already
Do you have a
hard.
name? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sir, you have been rendered undead by the very land that you are on. We cannot let you out, otherwise the sun may burn you alive.
I'm
I-
fine.
I mean, it could be a ghoul, and they're really good at.
Why do I feel like I have blood in my inventory?
Do you have a name?
Who's that? Who's that?
This is Sapala.
It goes quiet on the inside. Come away! Come away from me!
What is your
Uh,
name?
Because my child, my wife, and my mother are sleeping in the household, I will not act out what the sound that emanates from the inside is. But do know that you all hear an undeadly scream as he stands up on the other side of the door, and Glaive, you see him run away down the hallway, just bellowing at the top of his lungs in the opposite direction.
Wait, is he running away from us?
Yes.
He's gone.
Right?
Well, no.
Sapala is like wiping tears away from her face, basically. She's not like sobbing, but let's just finish this.
Wonder how many more are like that.
Vale,
Glaive.
how much power do you have?
Fine power.
From Serenred.
Like,
A bit. Mostly, I think it's her watch over me.
could you undesecrate land, make it sacred land? Or...
Maybe
More
with
importantly,
a lot of time.
can you use Revivify?
I
Oh.
cannot.
Because I can remove the desecration from this land.
Oh.
Eventually.
No, that's a bit beyond me.
At the moment? Or forever.
In general.
Can we finish sealing this, please?
Yes. We go about and finish sealing.
All right, you go to the back door and close up that sphincter.
Well, there went the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, guys, that's pretty tough. Sphincter.
Butt joke. Butt joke.
Mm.
Butt joke.
all I could think of was the closing butthole, you know?
Could say iris, aperture.
Door.
Portal?
Portcullis.
But I wanted to break the tension. Anyway, so
That's fair.
Give it back.
where are you guys going after sealing all 3 doors?
Around
I am
town?
stealing glaive.
So it's just Valen there.
Oh.
All right, assuming everyone is walking away from the manor, as you go away, you can hear just faintly from inside the manor just the howls of agony somewhere deep within the castle.
Kayla.
So, Kayla and AJ, have at it, lovebirds.
Ooh, get it.
How you doing in there, Eldorus?
I didn't remember eating carrots. Why is it always carrots?
That's an
Carrots
Atlantis reference.
are a delicacy.
Also, carrot cake.
Hmm.
Cow, I would assume I would know my way back to Granny's
yeah.
house.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
from where you are currently standing at the front door of Salvador's castle, as you begin walking in the late, the sun almost completely past setting. It is now the twilight hour. You have almost the painful flashbacks of transforming into your wolf shape and sprinting in this very direction to make it to Granny's house, not 6 months prior, and tracing her footsteps, no longer leaping from building to building and over the walls. You just walk through the streets. The music has died down, obviously being close to bedtime, but torches are lit. People are still milling about and enjoying in the revelry. I hate that word. But you lead Glaive out of Blumenthal across one of the fields and toward a thicket of trees that leads into a much denser forest. And after about 10 minutes of walking outside of Blumenthal, there's a small clearing ahead in the moonlight. And the faint but ever present smell of burned wood. And in front of you, you see the remains of Granny's house. A stone foundation and walls that have been mostly pushed and plowed over, some corners here and there still mostly standing. The great oak tree that it was built up against burned completely. All that is left is about half the stump. The rafters have completely caved in on the home, and all the surrounding grass is completely barren, and small tufts of regrowth are now coming up through the ash on the ground.
Glaive.
Yeah.
This was my home. There's not much of it left, obviously. I assume Salvador probably burned it down, as he does with all of my life. but this is it.
About how big is the house, Cal?
Oh, it is small. It is not huge. Maybe 50 feet long, 20 feet deep. Not even. It's a hovel, basically. Maybe 2 rooms on the inside, a hearth, and a place to lay your head.
Okay. So that removes that. All right. Do you want it to be your home again? Glaive takes Sapala's hand and just starts walking towards the gutted and burned out hovel that was once her home.
May I? I'd rather it stay how it is. I know that sounds weird, but even bad history is important. Even the hard things and the scary things. Oh, and he's gone. What did you last hear?
I was so proud of that.
What was the last thing you heard?
The description of you saying, "This was my home."
That was the last
And
thing you
then-
heard.
Yeah, and then nothing.
I don't even remember what I said after all of that.
What she told you, what she told you, Glaive, was, if it's all right, I'd rather it stay the way it is. Might be weird, but some history, even bad history, is important.
Yeah. I was gonna say something else and I lost my train of thought. Sad and scary things happened here. I am who I am today because of it. I'd rather. I don't think Granny would want my heart to continue to stay in the same place. I think I should leave it at peace. Sorry.
At that point, the wind picks up a little bit, and some of the dust kind of floats around Sapala almost ethereally.
As long as you always keep the good memories with you. I don't know if it matters. What was that?
Sorry.
Phil, get out of here. We don't need you.
Sorry.
But thank you for showing me this. I know it can't be easy for you to come back here, and I appreciate you trusting me with this. You know, it's weird. I feel like I've been here before. Yeah, that went over there, and this was over that way. Your
Well-
bed was over here.
Well, I do have a room at the mansion that does look similar. It doesn't smell of Granny though.
Cal, messenger. Yeah, but that's the weird thing. This place seems weirdly familiar. What was. What did she look like?
Like my Granny?
Hang on. Kayla,
Yes.
this is probably going to make you laugh, but look at Facebook. Is this acceptable?
Oh boy.
Hold on, I got to find you. I had you up just a minute ago. Where'd it go? Okay, there it is.
Maybe a bit more majestic and not as creepy.
Goodness. I don't know. You
But
describe
yeah.
her.
Me?
Yeah, you. It's your grandma.
I'm not good at it.
How about this picture? Is this a better picture? Ooh, ah.
Yeah, that's better. That's more like Granny.
There we go, Glaive.
I really want you to just send
Thank
him
you.
like mid.
I was expecting one of the Gossip Girls.
Yeah, her mom's Betty White.
So,
Not be a bad
Yes,
thing.
I would kill for Betty White as a mother.
drawn back skin, longer, wider nose. Well, for a human. Gray hair drawn back with rolls at the top.
And the warmest smile you've ever seen?
Yes.
That's Granny.
Your granny decided to pay me a visit way back when.
You've met Granny?
You know what? Maybe we can ask her.
Ask Granny?
Yeah. Let's see if I'm allowed to do this.
Oh boy.
No, seriously, let's see if I'm allowed to do this.
Don't make me cry.
Oh, I'm going to do it. V and S, verbal and somatic. Lord Master DM,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what I'm doing?
This is the one you texted me a minute ago?
Yes. Page 225.
I don't know if she'd answer if we were able to.
Well, this is her home, your home. If she would answer a calling to any spot, it would be where her home is.
Unfortunately, Glaive, it does not work like that. She is not that classification.
Ah.
I believe, unless I'm mistaken here. Hold on, let me pop up. One sec.
I'm all emotional now.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, she's not that.
Aww.
The Revenant.
Uh, actually,
Stop it, George.
Oh no, if she's a revenant, we're going to hell to kill Salazar again.
Salazar.
Salazar.
actually, you know what?
No,
I will
not
say this.
Salazar.
You can certainly try.
Ugh.
I hate when he says that.
That's the point.
Okay. There we go.
If you don't
Sorry,
try,
my
I'll
cord
be
is all
angry.
tangled. Well, don't worry and don't be sad.
Well, okay.
Let's try and contact her, shall we?
Okay.
As part of the minute-long casting time, Glaive will go to the center of the house and draw up his clan's runes for speaking to the long lost, the dead, the fondly remembered, and try to use Conjure Celestial to bring Granny to this location. Wow, my mouth is dry.
There's as you complete the ritual, focusing on the image of Granny, whom you had met not too long ago, actually. There's a void, a sudden silence as you complete the ritual that you feel disappointment in, and then the wind begins to. The trees shake left and right. Clouds up in the air begin to move slightly faster. The leaves are being kicked up from the ground, and almost seem to form in this small glade where Granny's house is a natural tornado of particulates from nature. It cascades up into the air and then begins to float back down slowly. And just before the first leaf touches the ground, everything just freezes, completely still in space.
Glaive.
I've never used this before. I'll have you know. Hello?
The wind spins, the leaves kind of go around the two of you. It all kind of condenses between you, almost forming a circle around the two of you.
Granny.
The leaves up into the air in like a puff of fireworks. One leaf comes down slowly and lands directly on your shoulder.
If I had to guess, she's here. But since she's not actually a celestial, she can't take form. Or she's messing with us.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
A fistful size of leaves goes in Glaive's face and just like bats him in the side of the head.
No, that was her messing with you.
Okay.
Granny, I suppose you've already met Glaive before, as he has told me.
The leaves flutter up around him as they had you prior.
I hope you approve.
2 leaves that had been suspended. One comes down and lands awkwardly on Glaive's hand, and the other one lands on your hand.
I'll take it as a yes.
There's a just of leaves as you say that. Everything just up into the air. I've listened with your heart stuck in my head from Pocahontas right now.
Granny, am I on the right path?
How to express in leaves what she wants to tell you. The
Yeah, speak words.
forms words. The leaf that had been on your shoulder blows off slightly, goes, and then lands right on your chest, right over your heart.
I assume you want me to follow my heart. I'm sorry that I couldn't save you.
A fistful of leaves goes into your face.
And now you're telling me I'm being an idiot.
A one leaf goes up into the air, and the wind comes behind, and it begins to shake the leaf, and the leaf suddenly goes.
Glaive, you talk to her too.
Sapala, I have
Ah.
her for an hour. Take your time.
I...
Talk to her.
The wind suddenly hits Glaive really hard in the back, and more than a fistful of leaves causes you to make a dexterity saving throw.
And full plate.
Oh, how I love Granny.
Sure, let's just roll that real quick. I mean, 15?
Okay, good enough to not fall flat on your face. But the leaves hit you really hard in the back and cause you to stumble forward, and it basically presses you and Sapala really close together. The leaves all shoot up into the air and leave a beautiful just cascade. Not stopping this time, just falling like autumn leaves in spring, all around you like snowfall.
Well, Sapala,
Yes.
would you care to have this dance with me?
Sure.
All right. Musiclessly and wordlessly, the two of you dance in the glade through the cascading leaves for what seems like an eternity. While that's going on, Mackenzie, tonight's session has been pretty dull for you. How are we doing?
I don't know. How far has this gone so far?
It's been 2 hours, I'd say, at least.
It's been 2 hours?
Yeah.
I have telekinesis in my book.
Yay!
Now time to start the next one. That's going to take 12 hours.
The book flies away.
Wait.
Very nice.
So, is there anything that Xavier Constantine's doing?
Well, Dolores, are you okay?
This bucket is my new best friend.
It's been about 2 hours. Do you think we need to clean it?
No, I'm wearing most of it now.
I'll grab a set of spare clothes from your bag.
Do you think they have any more hot dogs at the festival?
I don't think you need any more.
They were good.
Well,
What about one of those Danishes?
I
I
don't
could really go for one of the Danishes.
I don't think you need any more.
I definitely could.
And there's your answer.
I'm just making room.
For another poor decision. I'll put a set of clothes and his belongings outside the door.
Kyo.
No problem. There's nothing really else he needs to do.
All right. Vale, Elena, anything y'all doing tonight?
Just walking back to the manor, I guess. In awkward silence.
I didn't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sapala and Glaive then. Is it fair to say that you danced the hour away with Granny?
I want to at least say goodbye to her.
Properly.
As you end your dance and the hour is coming,
Sabala.
Yes.
It's time to say goodbye. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to call her again.
Okay, thank you. Granny, I miss you. And of course, I think you know that. But I think I'm gonna be okay now. I have Glaive, of course, and that's wonderful. But I also have Elena and Vale and Xavier, and I have Yildores. You would love Yildores. Put flowers in his hair all evening. The village is doing much better. Salvador is gone, as far as I know. And, well, it would be complete with you. But I know you're at peace. I know that you're probably the most happy you've ever been. So don't worry. I got someone to make sure I don't get myself killed trying to help people. Love you.
all the leaves that had been dancing with you for this past hour coalesce into like one giant ball. It shoots up into the air, and there is a flash, and they transform into cherry blossoms that cascade once more around you. And as the wind slowly drifts them in your direction, you could swear on the breeze you hear the words, "Be with you, child." The leaves, the blossoms all settle on the ground, and you are both alone in the middle of a field of pink, drenched in moonlight and silence.
Sapala begins picking up the cherry blossoms. This one's for Elena. This one's for Phil. This one's for Xavier. This one's for Doris. This one's for you. Here, take it. This one's. Do you think everybody in the village would want one? Ah, no, that's too many.
Well, you're certainly in an improved mood.
They're gifts. You take what you get. And she has like an arm, like armfuls of blossoms. She's like, okay, we can go now.
All right.
All right, the two of you make your way back to the manor. Sapala grinning from ear to ear, carrying a laundry basket-sized load of cherry blossoms. You two make it inside. Somehow, even with the imposing castle, while carrying your load, it's not quite as imposing as it had been before. You make it inside. Anything else you're doing tonight, or are you going to bed?
After I get my armor off, I'm going to give Sapala an actual hug. Because, I don't hug you more because, plate armor gets in the way.
His arms don't bend that way.
Also, it's cold, unfeeling metal.
It's cool.
I guess I should set this down. Where should I set this down?
I don't know, you could toss it on the bed. It's not like we're going to take up that much room.
True. She like places it at the end of the bed, like smushes blankets so there's like a barrier.
All right. So, the two of you go to bed. Everyone else eventually finds their way to sleep, I assume, unless there's nothing looking, and sold. All right. So, morning comes. The party awakens. Eldores is most likely feeling better, but for the tense of story, won't be present.
Flipping it off.
What are we doing?
All right, guys.
Well,
Group meeting.
Peggy, I can't hear you.
I'm aware. So are we continuing on then?
I have flower petals for everybody.
She does.
All right.
She like places a small pile in front of each of them. And then she explains very officially, these are Granny's flower petals. They are gifts from her. You take them.
yes, ma'am.
I put them in a jar because I don't know what else to put them in.
You have a jar.
I find it better that you have a jar.
I have an empty health potion jar, okay?
Yeah, but you don't call it a jar.
What do you call it then?
Vial.
Vial.
A vial.
Whatever.
No, Elena uses health jars. I
like
like this.
Elena only drinks
Y'all-
potions out of mason jars.
Yeah, she's got like a moonshine jar.
Fucking moonshine.
The nobility who like makes moonshine out of the basement.
Yep,
That's how
yep.
she knows how to get into the underground of the castle so well.
Of course.
'Cause
Yep,
she's
she
a
found the distillery.
moonshiner. Yeah,
White stone moonshine.
yeah. I mean, this is not a bad idea.
I feel like
Not
I
a
have
bad
one too,
name.
but I don't have it written down.
Kitty.
These
All right, Glaive.
are a symbol of Granny's love. You may not have known her, but she knows you. That sounds creepy.
That's okay. It's not as creepy as Glaive being like, my horde knows you because I know you.
That's literally what she just said.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
not as creepy.
Man,
Same.
Why? Because she's a
The way
grandma?
Yay!
Well, for one, we're not going to
always
go
watch
fight
you.
her. either.
Yeah, we're not gonna go fight
Technically,
her.
she's not my real grandma.
Doesn't matter. She's a
But-
grandma. Doesn't matter. She's a grandma.
And she didn't lead with she knows how you think and your initial reactions and fighting
Reactions.
styles.
Well,
Okay.
it wouldn't surprise me. She's
Eh.
very smart.
And
Yeah, but
all my
I'm not
family
gonna have to
aren't
go
related
fight
either.
her. Like, if she was alive, I'd be like, she'd make me tea and cookies and knew what kind I would like best.
I don't know
Not,
if you
she's
wanna
gonna
eat her
kill
cookies.
me.
And know what kind I
Okay.
like best.
She, I don't know
It's
if y'all
app
want to eat her
description.
cookies.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have to go fight her. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Was she
god!
not a good
wow,
cook?
That's a river.
Or baker?
Yes, there's a
I
river.
wouldn't say, I wouldn't
Oh,
say
wow,
that
I
she
thought it was a
wasn't a
road.
good cook. She was just like to pull pranks.
Oh yeah, I thought
I
it was a
would
road
say.
too.
I just saw the bridges and took one of
Oh.
those.
Gotcha.
Use you as a test subject.
What?
Huh?
What?
She liked to bake.
Sapala just giggles to herself.
Man, you guys don't like to listen sometimes.
We were amazed by the river. Sorry.
Well, that's a river?
Yeah. And not
Yeah.
a road.
Oh, I thought it was just like a giant wall.
No, that's a river. Hey, I didn't draw it, so don't yell at me.
Oh, it's okay.
I think I
I
know what
tried.
map making tool you used. It looked like.
Yeah, I used a map tool.
It's a very pretty river, Cal.
Yeah, there's
No
the,
s-
there's the bridges across of it. Can't you tell?
No skin off my teeth.
That was how I figured out it was a river.
So,
Anyway, yes.
what is our next move? Do we want to deal with the castle, or should that be after we get the thing that we're here for?
Well, I think that's after the thing we're here for.
It'd be easier after.
Let me just prepare since we had a long rest. Let me do a little bit of preparation and spells.
Oh, that's right. I get a rest. I get my 1 hit point back.
Open that.
I
Clear
lost a
out
hit.
that.
All right. So, what are we preparing for the day? How are we journeying, or what are we doing?
Well, if we want, I can attempt to use teleport to get us closer. I have a vague description of the location.
I'm
of the
an
mountain.
immense idiot.
Go
What-
on.
What'd you do?
I can use the scry orb to find the place, and then you can teleport us there as you look through the scry orb, right?
Yes, I can do that.
Well, there we go. That's how we
I
get there
think you had
quicker.
used it before. The
Glaive
previous one.
just audibly smacks himself in the face.
I think you had
Yeah.
used it previous
Glaive,
day,
are
which-
you
so we couldn't do that.
okay?
They're
I'm
familiar
gonna
with the
say that
place.
Sapala's just sitting there counting her flower petals.
We're just trying to put him in her vial.
One for every person she's ever met. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
The
God.
scry orb glaive. Are you pulling it out?
Yes.
Viewed
Oh, okay.
viewed once is a place you have seen once, possibly using magic. Description is a place. Okay, so viewed once, it still gives us roughly a 43% chance for there to be a mishap, but it also gives us
200.
a little bit over a 25% chance to be right on target, and about the same for slightly off target.
239.
I really don't like those.
240.
Well, I'm gonna be rolling. Does that make you feel better since I'm rolling?
Actually, it's the DM rolling.
246.
Is
It's
it?
a little meta, but yes, it would.
250.
I thought I would be rolling because I'm casting the spell.
No, it says in the description the DM rolls a D100.
262.
The GM rolls a D100, and okay.
Cal, do you roll one?
We'll find out.
No.
So, Glaive,
264.
what are you going to be scrying on with Xavier here?
What is that?
That was me getting out my dice tray.
Oh, okay.
You need lots of dice to roll.
The location where the journey is supposed to start. So, about a mile out from the base of the mountain, we need cold
Uh-huh.
weather gear.
I have cold weather gear. We have
We
cold
actually
I
discussed that
don't.
last session.
I'm good.
George bought us stuff.
No, George went
No,
shopping
Vale bought us
yesterday.
stuff.
Yeah, Vale went shopping yesterday and got you cold weather gear. Didn't he?
Oh,
Did it a while ago, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't yesterday.
It was when we were in Amman.
Oh, yeah.
okay. As long as that's taken care of. The journey is supposed to start at the base of the mountain, so that is what I show him.
All right, and that also happens to be right where your family homestead is. So, you scry on your
I-
family homestead. I don't
I
think I need
do.
to have you roll anything because it's an inanimate object.
I do join.
Trying to remember if I already have this set up. Thought I did. Oh, I guess not. So what you see, let me pull up the picture I have here so I can remember. Maps. There it is.
Everybody.
Glaive's homestead. Okay, as your vision shoots up into the air, flying across the snow-capped mountains of Wildmount, you see in the distance a great dormant volcano covered in snow. Your vision shifts downward through icy, blustering winds and frozen trees. You see long, iced over obsidian lava falls that have blackened and covered in ice. And you see, for the briefest moment, your home as it was, solid stone walls with sturdy roof and architecture hewn by your herd for generations. And then that fades away and you see a broken, ancient ruin that is barely recognizable to have once been a home, let alone a structure. But you see it clearly. The doors blown over and lay flat on the ground, the wood long rotted, and just the iron bolts and handles lay haphazardly in the snow. And yeah, that's what you see.
That's a little harder to look at than I thought it would be.
Well, I have a good idea of the location. Sapala.
Hey,
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Never
made me
never
lose
mind.
Never
count.
mind.
I have to restart now. 1, 2,
I'm sorry.
3,
Um,
5. Dang it! 1, 2.
all right. Well, I have viewed it once, so there is a good chance that will be there or close. There's also a decent chance that that there'll be a mishap. Did we want to try it?
The sooner we get it, the sooner we'll be able to fix the other problems that we have going on for us. I vote yes.
Yeah.
Sure, I suppose.
Let's do this.
All right, everyone, grab hands.
Can I
I
bring
take
my
Sapala's
flower
hand.
Both of them?
Sapala's stuffing all of her flower petals into her backpack.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You get ready to cast the teleportation spell.
C'est bon, c'était le bête.
And I'm going to take one moment here. I'm going to put myself on mute. I'll be right back.
Whoa!
Whoa, we've
Somebody drop a link to our merch that doesn't exist.
We don't have much.
Exactly, that's the point.
What link are we dropping? Where are we dropping,
Hey.
boys?
George, talk to us about your stickers.
No.
Why?
Because no.
We could just go on a break. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I think he's looking up what possibly might happen if we don't.
Can we go on a bathroom break?
Yeah,
Sure, we'll
go
be
bathroom.
right back.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about the impromptu break there, but remember when Xavier asked me, or I think Vale asked me, "Do you roll good?" No.
No, no, I'm so worried.
What'd you roll?
Right as they go, I let go.
We had
Um,
camping gear and stuff, right?
So you
we're
know how
ready
you can
to
have
No, we
have
don't.
you know how you can have mishaps while teleporting,
Oh,
Xavier?
no. We depend
Yeah.
Andrea.
Kind
You know how you
of.
can have more than one mishap?
Oh no.
What?
Yeah,
EPK by teleporting inside 6 mountains.
yeah.
That'd be
So,
amazing.
We
turns out if
just
when you roll a mishap, you roll again, and you can get another mishap.
Oh,
So
no.
we had 2 mishaps.
See, this is why I this is why I want to roll shit like this.
Yeah, well,
That
the
would've
book
rolled
says the DM rolls it, so I'm
Because it
sorry.
wouldn't be as funny.
And then, so here's what happens. First, y'all take 32 points of force damage.
Holy shit.
Glorious.
Oops. That's fun.
So as you were sitting there in your circle, you all just suddenly feel smashed together. Bam, bam, bam. You all just feel like this concussive force as your bodies are pushed into each other, thrown over thousands or hundreds of miles. And all of a sudden it just stops and everything is fine. And there is a wonderful Wile E. Coyote moment as you all look down and into frigid ice waters on the
Oh,
edge
God.
of a frozen town that you don't know what it's called. And I think that's where we'll pick up our next session, actually. But as you all, no, this is the pain. Is how much pain you took is the mishaps.
I wanted to know where we ended up.
Am I? Sapala, we'll do it this way. Sapala and Glaive, give me a survival check.
got it. Yeah. 29.
Oh, hey.
29. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You are
26.
both of you know exactly where you are. You well, Glaive, you don't know the village specifically. You recognize the mountains and the landscape because you weren't here 1,000 years ago. But Sapala, you vaguely, I guess, you visited this village at one point. You are on the outskirts of Pale Bank Village, which is 100 miles to the northwest of Kravarad Mountain, and you're probably a good swim from shore at the moment
Oh.
in ice cold waters. So that's where we'll pick up next session.
With Glaive probably drowning.
Oh shit. I got Glaive, don't worry. Well, I can help Glaive with the drowning part, but not with the icy water part.
All right, thanks for joining.
All right, thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.